Welcome back to Final Fantasy IV Monk's Run. This is Solinus Dracone, and we're starting off the episode with some bad news and some good news. The bad news is, I began to record last night, another episode, starting off at this exact point, and I got all the way to beating the vampire, and realized I wasn't actually recording any video. So, with that sucking major ass, I basically had to start a new game all over again. The good news is, I managed to get all my guys on point with their levels that way, so nobody is off in any way, shape, or form whatsoever. So, let's go ahead and dive on in. Today I'm recording with Open Broadcaster using game mode as opposed to window mode, and we're going to see how that works out. So our first order of business is, there's some trouble going on in the neighborhood with all this earth rotting and whatnot. And, well, basically the townsfolk say, oh, it's the vampire. So, since there's a vampire in the Earth's Cave, let's go check out the vampire in the Earth Cave. Now, there's actually a cool little spot just inside the Earth Cave, where you can do some pretty hardcore grinding and leveling. Fairly early in the game, so it's not as good as Devil's Point in my opinion, but at the same time, it is still something, so I'm going to show you that as soon as I get in there. No differences whatsoever from before. I got him to level 19, and the major difference is just that I've got maybe a few more pieces of equipment, some more potions and whatnot, so as you can see, nothing exactly is different. So here we are in the Earth Cave here. And the place is just full of cobras and spiders and giants and ogres and crap, and it's just ugh. So, I'm going to quickly show you the Hall of Giants, as I call it. I know they're called Hill Gygus in this game, but fuck that noise. Let's bust our way on through. Alright, got the snakes dead. So this particular hallway we're entering loops around and comes back out the other side right next to the staircase again. We step 1 foot onto the danger zone, and from this point that we get attacked, it's like that all the way up in a loop, so every single square is an attack square. Yep, Hill Gygus this is, and lizards. Nothing but them. Now, I'm not going to try trudging through that mess, but, yeah, this is a good spot for leveling up. It really does throw quite a few enemies at you to chew up and spit out. So, if you feel like you want to take some time grinding in this zone, absolutely go ahead. It's an easy bit of money once you're good enough to beat some of these Hill Gygus. And man, them 6-hit combos. Dishing up damage, yo. I should probably be looking into going to Crescent Lake to grab some high potions and whatnot. Actually, that's about where I stopped off in the last attempt to record this, and with such results as they are. So, yeah, it's probably going to be an identical stopping point. So, let's move on. I've never heard of this term before. I'm not a D&D player, but my buddy Rambler81, who I've mentioned in the past, who challenged me to this run, said that, you know, this is the downside of rolling a glass cannon, as it were. Something so delicate, yet with such amazing power. So, there's really no trick to the monk class, you just have to be willing to spend plenty of time grinding. Things get a whole lot easier when you get some of those items starting in the Citadel of Trials, Castle of Ordeals in the first game, or the first iteration of this game, as it were. Definitely some really good items to go with, and I've spoken about them in previous videos. We're going to get, within probably the next 2 videos or so, the chance to see such things. Now, there are enemies on, like, the 3rd floor of this cave that just give me a nightmare headache. The cockatrices, I think they're called. I don't know if they're called anything different, but that's basically what they are. It's just stinking birds. And they have a move that can turn you straight up into stone. Ooh, yee, more levels. Yummy, yummy levels. I don't know, I think I'm a little bit... I've got more HP this time around at level 19, and that's something that kind of ticks me off. Let's take some time to talk about the mechanics of this game. Basically, one major failing of the mechanics in this game is how there is no set order or rhyme or reason to when your guys do something when you've commanded them to each round. Like, for instance, I obviously told these guys one at a time, go attack, and then they just attack at whatever random, intervals that they want. Which, that part's fine, you don't care where your hit lands as long as you're killing something. But that can be a real problem when you're trying to do stuff like rezzing someone with some Phoenix down, and let's say you've got another guy ready with a potion to hit that other guy, as has happened in the past. I have had to res my guys mid-battle, and what happens almost all the time? One of the dudes with the potion goes first, he heals a dead body, nothing happens, and then later on, the guy with the Phoenix down actually goes, and so, I mean, that's a topic you can bring up for debate in these menu select systems, is that you command someone to do a healing spell, one of your party members, and, that healing spell doesn't go first, and then that can make the game a little bit too easy sometimes, but that can also be a very unfair thing for the player, so it's hard to balance that sort of thing. I would not say the person casting the healing spell goes ahead of all other enemies. That's not what I'd like, but maybe just one of those things that can be kind of a staple of the industry is perhaps say the guy who is casting the Phoenix down goes before the guy who's using the potion, because odds are you're going to want to use the potion on the next person that is, that the person that you just rezzed that's going to be at 0 HP practically. Right, this is the floor where the cockatrices tend to occur the most, and there's also a lot of Pisca demons around here. You see more of those bastards. Oddly, I am not being attacked. I have no idea how I'm managing to get through this section without being attacked, but check this shit out. More terrible accents. This is the guy, apparently, that's behind it. Cannot alter destiny. He's not lying, this is a cave of the undead, in case you haven't noticed. But, this guy's the Mamma Jamma, supposedly. He's the big man in this place, running the show. And he can't even last a fucking round. Alright, so obviously that was a simple situation, so opening up this here chest, ooh, Star Ruby, which is important. Let's heal up. That's one thing that is a disadvantage of going with a all-one type of class run, is that you'd like that one guy that knows the spell for getting the fuck out of the dungeon. That would be just amazingly handy. Unfortunately, we have no such thing. Oi, wraiths. Quit paralyzing me. That's better. So, what's behind here? Oh my. There's more to it than the vampire, it would seem. Usually, I get hit by the cockatrices when I'm on my way out. So, I'll be very, very heartily surprised if I am not accosted by some birdly things before we make it off of this floor. And the Earth Cave is a bit of a maze. It's kind of hard to wind through on a couple of the floors, but hopefully you watched what I did on B2 there a second ago. Well, not a second ago, but a couple minutes ago. Hopefully you were paying attention to what I did there and how I got through. And I'll show you the same in reverse when I'm on my way out. B4 is also kind of nasty like that, where there's just a mass amount of just twists and turns. And for the life of me, we're gonna have to see if I remember my way through that mess. Alright, get on out of here. Actually, I want to go into a room. Nah, this room sucks. It's full of bats. In a lot of these rooms, when you go in, you'll be attacked by an earth elemental. Oop. Well, there you go. they're guarding the chests. And they ain't shit. What's in the chest? 3,400 gil, not a bad haul. Good little spot for a quick boost of some gil. Oh, for fuck's sake. These guys paralyze. Yep. This is a fight that can get extremely torturous if they paralyze your guys, because you can't chip them down fast enough. I mean, if you got two guys open there, then that's better than a lot of them and a lot of them go. Yeah, so I got one guy left standing here. All the other guys are just getting mercilessly wailed on. Nothing they can do about it. Nothing I can do about it. And I just gotta... Fuck! This is the pits right here. Yeah, this sort of thing shouldn't be. I'm gonna go out on a limb and call bullshit on this kind of thing. Because, I mean, we're getting slammed repeatedly, just pile-driven into the ground by these fucking zombies. And they paralyze us, and then they just chip away. Chip. This is one of those fights you might sometimes want to run from. God, that's gonna suck so much ass. I have a feeling this is gonna turn out exactly like that. God, why is this allowed to be? You know, that's what really gets me, is why is this sort of thing allowed to be in any game of any era? You take the good with the bad, I suppose. Taken down by a bunch of zombies. That is retarded. But that's gonna be the outcome of the fight. Look at that shit. Well, I'm demoralized. So, yeah, let's just go ahead and make another episode of it afterwards, and you can see how the game can be terribly unfair. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and call this a recording. It's a short episode, but you can see the bitchery that happened there. So, hopefully, the next time through, and I'm gonna pick up recording again after I've beaten the vampire. I'm not gonna subject everybody to that bullshit. But, yeah, that was a brief little dive into the Earth Cave, and I wanted to try and get something out again. My work schedule's basically been killing me here. So, you know, I'm trying to put out some content. And again, I hope some people like and subscribe, maybe even share with their friends. I'd like to get a few more viewers if I could. Really would help me out, make me feel better about my life and all that bullshit. So thanks for watching. I am Solinus Dracone, and this has been Final Fantasy IV Monk's Run.